Jim, let's weigh in on this. I'm not talking about predictions. That's what gets so many people in Washington in trouble. I'm not saying that because he's unpopular, X, Y, Z will happen, right? I mean, you could point to a lot of unpopular items that persist. But if they did worse yesterday because of Trumpism and Trump, then where does that put the Republican Party? Because Democrats, Biden might love it if they don't course correct. That might be good for the White House.
Two things. One, there's a fundamental split between the modern Republican Party and Trumpism, right? You're exactly right. Mitch McConnell and Kevin McCarthy would dump him tomorrow if they could. But his approval rating in the Republican Party grassroots is over 80%. He leads the primary against Ron DeSantis 70-11 in the last thing. I mean, David's exactly right. They are not going to get rid of this guy until this guy decides to get rid of himself.
Yeah.
One more point I want to agree with David on. Joe Biden should take a victory lap here. He was largely, and people routed him in D.C. for his democracy speech, saying it was stupid. They hammered him for the Democrats moving to abortion. And both those decisions by the White House were spot on, and they had message discipline, and they closed better than I've seen the Democrats close in a very long time.
Jim, you're saying that the president has a lot of opportunity, open lane here. I mean, we're used to hearing people spin a loss. George W. Bush being folksy about the thumping. What exactly do you want to hear from the president right now?
I want him to say America had a very clear vote last night about working together, getting things done, and about the democracy stuff that she was talking about, and about choice. And I want him to steer right into it. The other thing I want to have very, very clear is that the American public has been clear that we don't want extremism, that we want this democracy to work together. And one more thing. We are gone, and we are now no longer discussing a primary for Joe Biden. That's the other thing last night. He is absolutely going to be the Democratic nominee for president, and everyone is just done talking about it.
Was that the perception on the, you said you were on the call with the party's biggest donor leaders just now.
Right.
Was that the feeling that Joe Biden is now the presumptive nominee? In other words, he's an incumbent president who does intend to truly run again. That was not just telegraphing. You're saying that?
And Democrats have to have it, right? Except for 1988, parties, when the president gives it up or is term limited, the other party usually wins the White House. If Democrats want to hold the White House, especially against Donald Trump, Joe Biden is our candidate.